Welcome all my dear student of SIBSE physics class. In previous lecture we have studied cardinal points. There are 6 cardinal points in all. There are 2 focal points F1 and F2. There are 2 principal points P1 and P2, and there are 2 nodal points N1 and N2. We have studied all these nodal points, principal points and focal points in detail in the previous lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to see the cardinal points of an optical system. Cardinal points of an optical system of an optical system of 2 thin lenses separated by a finite distance. Okay. In this lecture we are going to see the cardinal points or position of cardinal points of an optical system of 2 thin lenses separated by a finite distance. For this purpose we are going to consider this figure, and I would like to tell you that we already derived an expression for focal length, equivalent focal length of 2 thin lenses placed coaxially and separated by a finite distance. Okay. So 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2 minus x upon F1 F2. We already derived this expression, or F is equal to F1 F2 upon F1 plus F2 minus x. When we simplify this, we will get, or we can also this equation in the form of this equation. Both the equations represents an expression for equivalent focal length of 2 convex lenses placed coaxially and separated by a finite distance. When we are going to show the position of cardinal points for an optical system of 2 thin lenses separated by a finite distance, at that time we will require this formula, and hence I am remembering you that this is already obtained in the previous lecture. So here I can say that we already obtained an expression for equivalent focal length of the system of 2 lenses separated by some finite distances. Now let us find the position of different principal points. There are 2 principal points. Here first of all we are going to find the position of second principal point P2. Second principal point P2, let's be this point, and then first principal point P1, which will be seen in the latter case. Okay. Now position of principal point, here first of all we are going to find out the position of second principal point P2. Okay. See here, we already studied this figure when we derived and when we obtained this equation. Now in this figure I am not going to explain the construction and working of this figure, because we already studied this in the previous lecture when we obtained an expression for equivalent focal length of 2 convex lenses separated by a finite distance. Now in this figure, let beta this beta represents, in this figure beta represents the distance of second principal point of equivalent length, when we place the length, equivalent length here, from the second length L2. That is what P2O2 is equal to beta. Okay. Figure, in this figure we can see EF2. Where is EF2? This is EF2. This EF, the ray EF2 is the final emergent ray, and PQ is incident ray. In this figure, here there are two triangles. Triangle EO2 F2, or this triangle EF2O2. First triangle EF2O2. Which is this? EF2O2. This is the triangle, first triangle. This triangle. And another triangle. Which one? H2, then F2, P2. H2, F2, P2. In this figure, this triangle, this one, F2O2 and H2F2O2, sorry, H2F2P2. These two triangles are similar triangle. See here, again, this triangle EF2O2 and H2F2P2, these two triangles are similar triangle. Therefore, we can write here O2E. Where is O2E? O2E. This is the side. O2E, this side of this triangle divided by this side of second triangle, that is H2P2, is equal to O2F2, that means this side of this first triangle, this side of this triangle, O2F2 divided by F2P2, F2P2 or P2F2, whatever it may be. Okay. Now from this figure, it is clear that O2E, that means this side is equal to H2. O2 is equal to H2, and H2P2 is nothing but H1, and P2F2 is the focal length F. Therefore, from this figure, we have what? EO2 or O2E is equal to H2. Then H2P2, this side, is equal to H1, and P2F2 is equal to F, focal length of this equivalent length. Okay, when we place the equivalent length at this point, at this position. So by substituting this value here, O2E or EO2, we have H2, H2P2, we have H1, then O2 F2 as it is, upon by P2F2 or F2P2 is nothing but F. But in this figure, O2F2, this side is equal to, in this figure, O2F2 is equal to P2F2 minus O2F2 is equal to P2F2 minus P2O2. See here, this side is equal to this side minus this side. Okay. Here P2 F2 is nothing but F, and P2 O2 is nothing but beta. So substitute the value of O2 F2 from this equation to in this equation. We have H2 upon H1 is equal to F minus beta upon F. Okay. Or we can change the value of numerator and denominator as it like this. H1 upon H2 is equal to F upon F minus beta. Okay. Suppose this is the equation 1. When we obtain this expression, at that time we have find the value of delta 1, and this delta 1, that is deviation produced by the lens, by the ray PQ with this lens L1 is delta 1 is equal to H1 this side upon focal length of this length. Or we also studied from this H1 upon H2 is equal to what? F upon F minus beta. Sorry. F minus, H1 upon H2 is equal to, not this, we obtain value of F upon F minus, F1 minus X, where F is the focal length of equivalent lens placed at this position, F1 is the focal length of this lens L1, and X is the distance of separation. This is already studied by us in previous lecture. Okay. So suppose this is equation 2. Now when we compare equation 1 and 2, this equation with this equation, we have F upon F minus beta is equal to F upon F1 minus X. Okay. Or we can simplify it. Take the cross multiplication of this side with respect to this side, F into this is equal to this into this. That means F in bracket F1 minus X is equal to F in bracket F minus beta. Solve this. We have F1 minus F into X is equal to F1 minus F beta. See here, in this equation this term is getting cancelled with this term, and we have only minus X into F is equal to minus F into beta. Or okay, see here. So when we simplify this once again, just a minute, I want to check F minus beta. But before that, before solving this, see here, I want to make a correction, little correction, as P2 is the principal point which is to the left O2, left of O2, hence this value of beta is negative. So when we solve this in this equation, we have to substitute the value of beta as negative. That means negative becomes positive, and here also we have to make the correction, little correction. Okay. So this is the correction, plus value. Now when we again solve this from this equation, beta is equal to minus X into F upon what? F1X. This is the, sorry. beta is equal to this f into f1x, okay, this into this and this into this. So f1x is equal to beta. Okay, f into f1 minus x, f into f1, where f1, correct, f1. So beta is equal to, correct, okay. F beta is equal to f upon x. Okay, this is the correct value. F1 beta. Okay, this is the correction. Little confusion is here. So due to this mistaken sign convention, we corrected it and we will get the value of beta. Thus, beta is the position of second principal point, and this point is situated at distance x f upon f1 behind the second lens or to the left of the second lens L2. Okay. Now we can also find the position of the same point from this lens L1. For this purpose, what we have to do, or what we are going to do, simply making a small change here. We can calculate here the distance of principal point P2 from lens L1. Okay. So what is the distance of this P2? O1 P2. O1 P2 is the distance. We have to calculate O1 P2 in this form. So in this figure, O1 P2 is equal to this distance is equal to this distance minus this distance, that is O1 P2 is equal to O1 O2 minus P2 O2. Okay. What is O1 O2? O1 O2 is x and P2 O2 is beta. Okay. 1 P2 is equal to this. Now here O1 P2 is equal to, again, x. What is the value of beta? Already this. So x f upon f1. Okay. Take common x as a common, x in bracket 1 minus f upon f1. When we take the common x as a common, we have this equation. This is next equation. What will be number? Suppose 3 number. Okay. Now here we can say that the second principal point P2 is situated at a distance x in bracket 1 minus f upon f1 from this lens L1. Okay. By the same method or by the same manner, we are going to find out the position of principal point P1 here. For this purpose, again we have to make some changes in this figure, and we have to obtain the value of position of P1, that is value of this point or distance of this point from this lens and from this lens. Okay. See here. So in order to obtain, next, in order to obtain the position of first principal, this is about, we already stated about position of second principal point. Now we are going to find out the position of this principal point P1 by the same manner. So instead of this ray, we are going to make some changes. Now here we are going to make some changes, little bit changes. See here, F1, this is the point F1, the incident ray F1E, then ether, here R, this point is R, again this one is next QP or PQ, see here, and when we produce this F1A, see here, I will explain this in detail, we just make change. In order to obtain the position of principal point P1, what we have to do? We have to consider the incident ray F1E or EF1, F1E. When this incident ray, if lens L1 is absent, then this rays is directly come to this point. Okay. But due to presence of first lens, it will get refracted and it comes to point Q on second lens L2 and get refracted and travel along QP, which is parallel to the principal axis. Okay, what I say? Here consider F1E as an incident ray. When this ray, incident ray, is incident on the lens L1, it get refracted and travel along EQ. When this ray again strike on the surface of lens L2, then it again get refracted and travel along QP, where QP is parallel to the principal axis. Now when this ray EQ is produced reverse back, it meets the principal axis at point F1A. Okay, and when this, see here, when in this figure, when incident ray F1E and final emergent ray QP is produced such that they intersect at this point. When F1 is produced further forward, it will reach to this point. And when this QP is produced backward, it come to this point and it get intersected. And where the incident ray F1E and final ray QP are produced and get intersected, at that point we will get the point of intersection, say A. And when we pass the plane through the through H1, which is perpendicular to the principal axis P1, we will get, this is the first principal plane, and the intersection of the point P1 with the principal axis, we will get the principal point, first principal point. Now we have to find out this position or position of P1 with respect to this lens and this lens respectively. So again, here we are going to consider the geometry, or we are going to follow the geometry, but due to lack of time, it is not possible to complete this article. So remaining part of this article will be studied in the next lecture. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.